Hello, everybody. It's Russ Curtis. This is one of my favorite studies in mindset research, and one that I just think all kids need to, or students need to hear and know about, and particularly the parents and teachers and administrators. I just think it holds so much promise. I'm going to add a little stuff to this that hopefully will make it to where you've got a better way of connecting with students and helping them understand how and why they can try harder, work harder, not give up on, difficult topics, whether it's writing or science or math or technology or what have you. Art, music, you name it. This is by Hong and Len Siegler, 2011. I believe it's in Psychological Education Journal, but I will put some details below. They used 3 groups of high school students, and they were using 3 different scientists. I know Einstein was one of them. Madame Curie was another. I forget the other. I'm sorry about that. But what we'll look at here is they had the students, they broke them up into 3 groups. One of the high school student groups read about the intellectual struggles of these scientists. Okay, even though they all went to achieve amazing feats in science, they also faced challenges. So they read about that. The next group, the second group, read about the life struggles of these same scientists. Maybe growing up with different types of abilities and poverty and so forth. The third group only read about the achievements of the scientists, which is probably what we're all most familiar with when we hear, somebody like Einstein. All right, so then they were looking at performance, science performance, science recall of terms. They were looking at their interests. So these were all the dependent variables that they were measuring. Okay, so their performance on tests, their recall of important terms, also their interest in science and so forth. What they found is that the stories of struggles group, so the first 2, those that read the intellectual struggles and the life struggles, had significant academic improvement. Okay, so there were significant advancements on the dependent variables. Term recall, performance on test. This was especially true among the low performers. So when they divided the groups up, they were looking at kind of the low, average, and medium high performers. And because they wanted to make sure this was a part of every group and doing a good job with setting up research design here, they found the low performers, this especially had significant improvements after reading stories of struggle. They hypothesized that most likely because they struggle and they may be living in poverty and discrimination, inequality, all different kinds of things, that they could then relate in ways that they never had before. They only knew about the achievements, but when they read about the struggles, they realized, oh, these people achieved a lot with their struggles. I can as well. Okay, so this gets me to a concept that I love. I first heard about it in wilderness therapies. There's a lot in this area, in the Asheville area, wilderness therapy camps, that they talk about easy, hard, hard, easy. This is something they'll use with the clients is like, it's easy initially to give up, to not try in school or sports, music, what have you. But then it makes it hard later. It makes it hard to get good paying jobs or to really have a happy lifestyle. Where it is hard to buckle down to, study and do well in school and, move on up and really pursue what you're interested in, it makes it easier later. So I like that concept of easy hard. This is in no way ignoring the systemic problems in society. Okay, so this isn't, hey, everybody just pull yourself up by the bootstraps. We do need to look at these systemic injustices as well. But we can also, when sitting with clients, see the potential. And one of the ways that we can do this, so let's look really practical if you're a counselor or a teacher or a parent, is asking at the end of the day or at dinner time or whatever, but when you're with your students, with your children or clients, is ask, hey, what mistake did you make today that taught you something? Okay, so you're automatically in this mindset telling them mistakes are a part of life. We're human beings. That's how we learn and grow. And I challenge anybody watching this to think, wow, the mistakes that I've made have taught me more, probably more so than the successes. A lot of times the successes just pump up our ego. It's not they're bad. They pump up our ego, and we already know this from some other mindset research where it can actually kind of halt our learning. We tend to try to protect our reputation instead of stumble out and explore new things and struggle and fail and learn and grow. Okay. So making them aware that mistakes are how we learn and grow. And if you've ever watched, like, how scientists have broken through with different theories and stuff, they typically failed a bunch. The only difference was they never gave up. And so the next thing to ask is, hey, what did you try hard at today? Now, I realize that's a touchy topic, and if you talk to adolescents, nobody wants to be a try-hard. So figure out your wording on that, but to make people aware that effort really does and can reap rewards. But without effort, very, very difficult to make progress. All right, so this mindset research, I'll put the information below. I hope it was helpful. Let me know your comments. We got a lot more videos coming up, and I'll talk to you soon.